Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Wow. Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo.
2021 NBA Finals have been the most competitive in recent history, the most competitive since the Cavs came back from 3-1. The Bucks and the Suns have been playing just as well as expected and better. Giannis, Booker, Middleton and even Holiday and Paul up to an extent have been playing exceptional basketball. Today I will be making the case for the 2021 Finals to be better than the 2016 Finals. Trust me and just hear me out.
They be like, what? Can you teach me how to dirty? You know why? Cause all the bitches love it. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it.
Leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I make regular NBA content and have great ideas coming up after the finals. If these interest you, do subscribe to the channel. Let's go back into the video. Let me put this straight. I'm in no way implying that the Bucks or the Suns are better than either the Cavs or the Warriors. It's just objectively not true, and those two teams were so much more talented. You're dumb if you believe any of these teams are better than these teams right now. For that matter, both Steph and LeBron are probably better than Giannis is right now, but I'm not making the case for any of these. I'm making the case that the 2021 finals as a whole is better. To put it in a better way, more visually pleasing than the 2016 finals. Let's see why. Yes, LeBron was playing absolutely inhuman and according to me had the greatest 3-game stretch in NBA history and was exceptional to watch. Yes, watching the Cavaliers make the best team in the league and best team in NBA history look like clowns and come back from 3-1 was fun to watch. But let's just look at the score lines of game 1 to 6. Game 1 was a 15-point game. Game 2 was a 33-point game. Game 3 was a 30-point game. Game 4 was an 11-point game. Game 5 was a 15-point game. And Game 6 was a 14-point game. Most of these games which are in the teens were only in the teens mainly because of garbage time minutes too. You can't tell me while watching the 2016 finals you tuned into every single game till the end. And most of you probably didn't even watch half of the fourth the way these games were. One team always looked ugly in each of these games, and sure it was fun to watch the Warriors kill the Cavs with the 3-pointer, and sure it was fun to watch the Cavs dominate the Warriors on defense. But would you rather watch that than a close game? Game 7 of these finals was hands down the best game of this decade while having two of the greatest individual plays in NBA history. The block, the shot, the stop, the big three. The Cavs are defined by these three historic moments. This game was ugly too, but I can't take any credit away from these players from how exceptional of a slugfest this was. But what I feel is we overrate the first 6 games of the series just because the 7th game was so good. I'm not denying the greatness or the talents of any of the players who played in this series. I'm a massive LeBron fan myself, and watching this series as a young kid was what actually made me fall head over heels for this game. But the first 6 games really weren't as visually pleasing as we make it to be, and I think we need to accept that. Moving on, the series we are witnessing right now. If this series goes to 7 games, I think we should agree that this was much more visually pleasing than the 2016 series. Maybe I'm being a prisoner of the moment, but I really think I'm not going to change the state even after the finals. Game 1 of the series was a 13-point game, but the Bucks looked like they were in the game throughout. Chris Paul just didn't let them win, but the Bucks came as close as 7 points, and this was much closer and entertaining than any of the first 6 games from the 2016 finals. We witnessed a historic Chris Paul game, and it was a pleasure to watch. Even game 2 was a double-digit margin, but the Bucks again were always in this game. They brought the game down all the way to 6 points and were one 3-point shot away from making it a 3-point game. They didn't, and Chris Paul put them away again. But we witnessed one of the greatest finals performances ever from Giannis, who had 42, 13 and 3 blocks on an injured knee. Game 3, though it was the first real blowout of the series, we witnessed a historic performance from Giannis again, putting up yet another case for one of the greatest finals performances ever. Game 4 and 5 don't even need an introduction on how great they were. These 2 games are 2 of the greatest finals games ever. And again, in game 4, we witnessed 2 of the best mid-range shooters in the league go head to head and shot for shot. Middleton and Booker both had exceptional games, and it was a delight to watch. The Bucks came back from down 6 in the final quarter, and Giannis had one of the greatest moments in finals history with that lob block on Ayton. Again, a better game than any game from the 2016 finals except for game 7. Game 5, which just happened and inspired me to make this video, was one of the greatest games in finals history. This was the highest level of shot making I've seen in a long time. And again, another historic game from Booker. Holiday, Booker, Ayton, Giannis and Middleton had mind-blowing games. The crowd was wonderful and the Bucks came back from all the way down 16. We witnessed another play which will be played on replay for years to come. That steal from Holiday and that exceptional run and lob finish from Giannis. These 5 games we've had so far have been much better than the first 6 games of the 2016 finals, and it's a joke that we have to make a video showing that they were greater. Game 7 was a better game than anything we've had so far, but if this series does go to 7, which I expect it to, and we have another close game, I have to give the massive edge to the 2021 finals over the 2016 one. Sure, these are not the 2 most talented teams in the league, and sure, these teams probably wouldn't even be here right now if not for their injury luck, but does that really matter after the series we're having right now? This is the only finals we've had in recent history without an overwhelming favorite or injuries meddling with the series. It isn't even over yet and it has already been so historic and great. Acknowledge greatness when it happens and don't be idiots. That's all I have. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and be on the lookout for a trailer for a series I'm going to be dropping after the finals to be dropping in the next 2 days.